Hello, Oracles. How's it going today? Tesla stock is up 7% as we begin earnings week. So, very exciting time right now. So, looking forward to earnings going ahead. Again, I have my EPS looking at $1.13 for GAAP. So, we're getting a lot of other information coming in. People are talking about how EPS probably is going to be higher than a lot of analysts expect. Right now, analysts are expecting a $1 EPS. So we'll see how this comes in. So let's take a look at some of the information we've got. So first thing I want to go over with you guys is fundraiser that we're doing. The first thing I've had in the merch store so far. So this here is what we have going on. If you guys are interested in supporting any of the families over in Ukraine, Jen Strahan and I have decided that we're going to do this. There's a few other content creators that we're getting involved in this as well. We'll see if we can push this a little bit further. Again, just trying to raise some money for the families that have been displaced over in Ukraine due to the war. So it's over here in the merch store. This link is down in the description below if you guys are interested in joining that. So thank you for any support you can give us there. So let's take a look at some of the charts we've got going on here. So looking at Tesla here. So starting to look like we are maybe consolidating. This is something I have been anticipating and waiting for. Looks like we are not going to break below that 200, at least not yet. So we're going to be paying attention to this. So as we came down, the things I'm paying attention to today, obviously up 7% was huge. That made up pretty much all the grounds that we had from last week. But what I noticed today was we came up and we bounced off of this 222 area. This has been our strong support. And I'm actually, so looking at, we had 224 before. I'm actually going to move this because it seems like the line has been changed. So trend line, horizontal. So 222 is going to be now my new level of resistance. So this here is becoming very strong for us. So this is acting very much like we saw at 313. So we keep coming up and hitting this level and just can't seem to break through it. So right now it's not as strong as the 313 level was, but we are going to pay attention to this because if we cannot break through this before earnings or after earnings, we are probably going to fall back down to this 207 to 204 level and then see where we go from here and then possibly test 200 again. So again, whereas we saw the 313 bouncing here hard and then we fell far. So again, we're now going to be testing this level and we'll see if we can break it. If not, we will probably fall down. Don't know how far, but that is what I am anticipating as of right now. So again, RSI did push up today, so pushed back over that 30 mark. So we're no longer in the oversold range, but still pretty beaten down. So we're going to start paying attention to that and see how much further down we're going to go, or if we're just going to keep on going up from here. Again, earnings in a couple of days, we might see a surprise. I think that we are going to see a surprise based upon estimates. Now, again, something that we discussed before when it comes down to the estimates for earnings, we had deliveries. The earnings deliveries came in and the deliveries missed. So when we had that miss from the earnings deliveries, that meant that all of the analysts were going to drop down all of their earnings estimates. And when they dropped down all of their earnings estimates, that meant that we were going to see a lower EPS. And now if Tesla comes in with other surprise numbers, like a higher margin number, higher average selling price, that could be that surprise. Don't forget, another thing that Tesla has going on right now for them is they've got FSD deferred revenue that they have not taken in yet. So if they're going to recognize that deferred revenue this time around, that could be another little boost that people are not expecting. So again, we'll pay attention to that as we go forward. So one other thing I wanted to share with you guys here today are all the questions. We discussed it this morning. We're going to go over all the questions that Tesla had for, let me get over to here. So here are the questions that we have going on at the moment. Let's blow this up so you guys can see this. I was talking to a few of you in the comments about how it was hard to see. So we're going to make it easier for you to see. So I took myself off the screen just so it could get even bigger. So here's the first question. How is production planning going for the Cybertruck? What is the initial phase 1 production target? When can we expect an update on final pricing and design? I am very excited about this question as well. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to this because honestly, that's the next step for me. I am waiting to see when they open up that ordering page so we can actually make, our decisions as to what we want to do for the design. That to me is going to be that signal that, yep, Cybertruck is ready to go. So I would love to get the answer for this. Hopefully they give it to us. I don't know. But again, they usually do a great job on the earnings call going through all of the different all the different questions that are on here. And they usually say they're going to do the top 3 or top 5, and they go through probably 10 of them. So I'm pretty impressed with that. Next top voted question, and you guys can vote for all of these, by the way. This link you guys can see here. I will put the link down in the description below as well if you guys want to go in and vote. So next question, is a share buyback being considered at the moment? I'm kind of not okay with this question because a lot of people are asking about it, and I have a feeling if they are going to be talking about it, it's going to be something they're going to talk about on the call anyway. So answering the question is going to be a moot point. So we'll see if that comes up. But hey, if they don't mention it at all during the earnings call and this question comes up, that's a viable question to have. But again, if they don't mention it on the call, I have a feeling Elon is just going to say, like he said in the past, which is, it is something that is something that they're looking at and considering, but they probably won't give us a date on it. Next question. What is the progress of 4680 cell ramp, and what factors determine whether vehicles get 2170 versus 4680 cells, and how will that change in the next year? That is a phenomenal question. I'm a very big fan of this because obviously we know that the 4680 ramp is going to be vital for the future of Tesla. This is what is going to be cutting costs. This is going to become more efficient. So there's a lot of important things behind this question right here, and which vehicles are going to get it. We still don't know if the Semi is getting 2170s or 4680s. We can assume 4680s, but they were saying that the 4680 ramp wasn't the speed that they wanted it to be before. So, we were talking about how they're looking to be getting 5,000 battery packs for 4680s made on a weekly basis by the end of the year. Are we there yet? How many battery packs is the Semi going to take? I personally don't know. If you guys know, let me know. I do not know that information. But that would be very important to know, is which vehicles are going to be getting it. Obviously, we know the Cybertruck. I'm assuming the Semi. And then, from there, I'm sure it would be the Model Y. Next question. When's the next Gigafactory being built? So this is another question that, just wait, that we're going to find out about it. I don't know if they're going to announce it on their earnings call. I personally think it's going to be Canada. That's my guess as the next one, and then maybe Indonesia as the other one. I think they're going to be announcing 2 factories probably in the next 3 months. At least one by the end of the year, maybe 2, and a second one will probably get announced within Q1 or maybe Q2 of next year if they don't announce them both this year. So those are my guesses, but you guys can let me know in the comments below what you guys think for factories in the future. Next question. How have Tesla's battery cell production and material sourcing plans evolved with the recent passage of the Inflation Reduction Act that includes production credits for batteries and EVs? Now, this is a big one as well. We know that they have taken some of the resources from Berlin when it comes to labor and some of the engineers and brought them over to the US for battery focus because of this reason. So I think that's going to be huge, because what's the worst case that happens? They keep on producing more battery cells here and just ship them over to Germany. I mean, totally possible that they've, I'm sure, figured out all the cost and logistics behind that, whether it's going to be more cost effective to produce them there or produce them here in the US and then ship them elsewhere. So judging by the fact that they've made that move, I would imagine it's probably more cost effective for them to do it here in the US. But that's huge too. And then are we going to find out about lithium refining? That's another big piece that I want to know about. Are we going to have lithium refining coming to Tesla? We know that the last information we got was if they do end up deciding to do it, then we will most likely be seeing that and hearing about it by the end of the year. So we could be getting information on that. Next question. Can you share a little bit more on the production ramp targets for the Semi now that production has started? That's actually a good question too. Production ramps for the Semi, I can't imagine are going to be large. It's not going to be anything like the Model Y, probably not even anything like the Cybertruck. Semi is going to come out. There's not the total addressable market for the Semi isn't anywhere near as large as just regular vehicles. So we're not going to see that same volume ramp coming out, but to know what kind of volume they're going to be having coming out of there is big. I would like to actually know the margins on them as well. So the margins would be big to know, so that can kind of factor in. But we know at least the average selling price of them, so we can kind of figure that out in the end. Is Robotaxi FSD rollout still on track for year end in USA? So Elon has said before that it looks like they are going to be on track for worldwide release of FSD beta. So this is easily USA. So I would imagine worldwide is coming. So I can say that one is definitely on track for the end of the year based upon what Elon has told us. Next one, any new updates on Tesla Solar Roof new efficiencies, and spread across the US. This is a big one too. So again, I've said it before, and I've been starting to build up my spreadsheets on the energy side of the business. And solar roof is going to be a big one. We know that that's an area that they're still losing money in, but the battery backup and the battery storage is the big one. So looking at megapacks, looking at power walls, that's going to be the big one I want to focus on. And right now, you cannot purchase a power wall unless you get solar, whether it be a roof or just solar panels themselves. So the solar roof is a big one, and I don't know anything about that. I have not heard any new information on the solar roof. So that actually wouldn't be a bad question to have. Let me see. Do you see deliveries softening in Q4 due to people waiting to take delivery after 1/1/23 when the new tax credits take effect? This is an important one as well. Now, based upon information we've got from Tesla Boomer Mama, and I will let you guys know myself when I get the notification that my delivery is ready, that Tesla is saying that you have to take your delivery by the specified date. And if you do not, they will consider your delivery to be forfeit. And then you are going to have to replace another order for the future and put yourself back at the end of the line. That is what it seems like. So when it comes to people pushing off until next year, it's a decision that is now falling into the consumer's hands. This is going to be something that people are going to have to decide, all right, am I going to take the time for next year and push my delivery off and reorder and just wait? Or am I just going to take it now for the price that it's at and not get the EV tax credit? That's going to be a big one that the consumer is going to have to decide. And I don't know if Tesla even has an idea as to how many people are going to do that. I'm sure they have seen people already canceling. Judging by the fact that my delivery has been moved up significantly, I'm guessing that people are pushing off till next year or canceling and reordering for next year. So again, we will wait and see how that comes up. We'll go over this one last question. Oh, maybe there's another good one. The rising cost of FSD is a big factor in people not upgrading to a new version. I have a 2020 Model Y with FSD and won't upgrade to a 2023 because I can't afford $15,000 FSD. I also cannot get $15,000 resale value for my old one. Will you allow transferring FSD to new cars? As of right now, from what we know, the answer is no. As of right now, the FSD that you purchase is stuck with the vehicle and the VIN number itself. So if you sell your vehicle, it is going to be stuck to that vehicle for whoever purchases it from you. It is not transferable by consumer or by customer. It is transferable by vehicle only. But again, this is not a bad question to see if that is something they are going to change in the future. But again, in the future, they're most likely going to be getting away from the lump sum purchase and getting into a straight up just subscription-based model. And the subscription-based model will be able to stay with the consumer because once you sell a vehicle, you're not going to be paying for FSD on that vehicle anymore. You'll pay for it on the next one. Last question that we'll go over today is you had said previously that FSD hardware 4 will most likely come first in Cybertruck. Is that still the current plan? Do you expect there to be an upgrade path for hardware 3 cars to hardware 4? That is an excellent question as well. We know that hardware 4 is going to be a significant upgrade for Tesla. So we'll see if this is what is actually going to be coming in the Cybertruck. We know that Holmar's catalog had asked Elon over at, I can't remember what event they were at. I think it was I don't know what, AI Day. That's where he was. He was at AI Day and he asked him about hardware 4. And Elon said, if I tell you, I'd have to kill you. So, he obviously knows it's coming. He knows they're working on it. So whether it's going to be coming for the Cybertruck or something else, we will find out in the future. Okay, one more question. When will Tesla release a more cheaper car? Well, we know that answer isn't going to be coming. We know it is coming in the future. We just don't know when. And I highly doubt they're going to answer that on the earnings call. All right, now for real, last one, because this one was important. Do you still expect 50% annualized growth for the foreseeable future? Is this also true for specifically the Chinese domestic market? Do you expect to need to cut vehicle prices or offer incentives in any market to sustain demand, or has demand remained stable or is even rising? It's actually a solid question, which we hope that they are going to be addressing regardless of this question. So I'm hoping that they discuss this because it's something they had mentioned during deliveries, saying that they're, smoothing out the end of the year run or the end of the quarter push, and they're trying to smooth things out. So, finding out about the 50% annualized growth, I can still see it. I can still see the numbers coming that we're still going to be getting those 50% growth numbers for at least the next 3 to 5 years. After that, we'll see how it goes. But based on my numbers, we're still looking at that for the next 3 to 5 years. And then the Chinese domestic market, that's an important one. A lot of people still have that question. Is there a demand issue in China? So hopefully we will find out about that one on the earnings call. Maybe they'll answer it before this, and maybe this will end up bringing it back up. So otherwise, that is all we have for today, folks. Again, looking at the charts, I'm pretty excited about where we're going in the future. Again, I mentioned it this morning on the video. Having prices coming down as they did is a great buying opportunity in my eyes. This is my opinion, not financial advice. I made some buys down around that low $205 level. If we do bounce off of this 222 and don't end up breaking through and come down further, I'm still going to be buying more. I'm not going to be deterred by this just because we're hitting levels of resistance that we can't break through during a macro environment that is as strong as it is. So for me, I am 100% on board with buying lower. I would love for us to break through. I would love for the earnings to be a surprise and push us back up and hit the next levels above us at that 235 level and then that 247 level. Those are the next two levels above us. I would love for us to get to those levels next. So again, we will see, because all the levels of resistance or support that we had before are now going to be resistance levels going back up. Some are stronger than others. Some, again, as we saw, lasted a day and then we broke below it. Could end up being the same thing on the way back up. So we'll pay attention to that. So again, let me know in the comments below what questions you guys would love to see them answer. Let me know your answers to any of the questions we had discussed today. And if you guys have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.